Welcome back to Nation of Glory. Today, we bring you the story of a man who defied the odds, broke barriers, and became one of the most controversial yet beloved figures in professional wrestling history. This is the story of Philip "Jack" Brooks, the man the world knows as CM Punk. A story of rebellion, resilience, and the courage to stand firm when everyone else expected him to fall in line. Sit back, stay with us until the end, and feel the journey of a man whose voice echoed through arenas, whose words carried power, and whose actions defined an era in wrestling. CM Punk was born on October 26, 1978, in Chicago, Illinois. His childhood was not glamorous, nor was it easy. He grew up in a working-class family, one of 5 siblings, in an environment where challenges were a daily part of life. His father struggled with alcoholism, and his mother faced her own difficulties, which left young Phil searching for something to believe in, something that would give him strength and purpose. For Punk, wrestling became that light. As a teenager, Punk found an escape in wrestling tapes, watching legends like Bret Hart, Stone Cold Steve Austin, and Shawn Michaels. But while most kids only dreamed of stepping into the ring, Punk had the fire to make it real. He began training at a local wrestling academy in Chicago and soon found himself competing in small, gritty independent shows. He didn't have the body of a superstar, he didn't have the family connections, and he certainly didn't have an easy road, but what Punk had was determination, charisma, and a chip on his shoulder big enough to fuel him through every obstacle. In the late 1990s and early 2000s, Punk became a name on the independent wrestling scene, especially in promotions like Ring of Honor. He wasn't just another wrestler, he was a storyteller. His matches were physical, intense, and emotional. His promos were raw, real, and unfiltered. Punk lived by his philosophy of being straight edge, no drugs, no alcohol, no smoking, which set him apart from his peers. He wore it like a badge of honor, making it part of his identity inside and outside the ring. Fans began to connect with him, not because he fit the mold, but because he broke it. His rise in Ring of Honor cemented him as a performer who could hold a crowd in the palm of his hand. Matches against stars like Samoa Joe became legendary, with their trilogy considered some of the greatest bouts in independent wrestling history. But Punk knew he wanted more. He wanted the biggest stage, the brightest lights, and the platform to make his voice heard around the world. That stage was WWE. In 2005, Punk signed with WWE. It wasn't an easy transition. In a company filled with giants, larger-than-life physiques, and scripted expectations, Punk didn't fit the image. He was smaller, he spoke differently, and he didn't play the political game that often came with WWE's backstage culture. Many thought he would fail. But Punk didn't just survive, he thrived. Through WWE's revival brand, Punk began to shine. Fans connected with his authenticity, his realness. When he spoke, people listened. When he wrestled, people believed. And slowly, he climbed the ranks. In 2008, Punk won the Money in the Bank contract and shocked the world by cashing in to become World Heavyweight Champion. The kid from Chicago, who had been told countless times he didn't belong, was now at the top of the mountain. But Punk's journey wasn't just about championships. It was about his fight against the system. In 2011, everything changed. On a Monday Night Raw in Las Vegas, CM Punk sat on the entrance ramp and delivered what fans now call the Pipebomb. He broke the fourth wall, speaking directly to fans about his frustrations with WWE, its management, and its treatment of wrestlers. He called out Vince McMahon, he called out the system, and he spoke words that fans had been thinking for years, but had never heard from someone inside. That moment didn't just make history, it redefined what it meant to be a wrestling superstar. The Pipebomb made Punk the voice of the voiceless. Overnight, he became the most talked about figure in wrestling. His feud with John Cena led to the iconic Money in the Bank 2011 match in Chicago, where Punk walked out of WWE with the championship, blowing a kiss to Vince McMahon as the crowd erupted like never before. It was real, raw, and unforgettable. Punk's reign as WWE champion lasted 434 days, the longest reign of the modern era at that time. He fought legends, carried the company on his back, and proved beyond doubt that he belonged among the greats. Yet, behind the curtain, his struggles with management continued. He wanted respect, creative freedom, and health care for wrestlers. He wanted change. But change came with a price. In 2014, after years of battles both in and out of the ring, CM Punk walked away from WWE. Fans were shocked, disappointed, and heartbroken. For years, chants of CM Punk echoed through arenas whenever fans felt the product was lacking. He became larger than life, a symbol of rebellion, even when he wasn't there. But Punk wasn't done telling his story. He ventured into the world of mixed martial arts, signing with the UFC. It was a new challenge, and though his time in the octagon didn't bring victories, it showed his courage. Punk was never afraid to take risks, never afraid to fail in pursuit of something greater. Then came the moment fans thought would never happen. In 2021, after 7 years away from wrestling, CM Punk returned not to WWE, but to All Elite Wrestling AU. His debut in Chicago broke the internet, as thousands of fans cried, cheered, and celebrated the return of their hero. Punk brought passion, experience, and storytelling back to wrestling, helping a new generation of stars find their voices. But Punk's story wasn't finished. In late 2023, after much speculation, CM Punk made a shocking return to WWE, appearing on Survivor Series in Chicago. The reaction was deafening, the arena shaking with emotion. The prodigal son had returned home. Fans embraced him once more, proving that no matter how much time had passed, Punk's bond with the people could never be broken. Today, Punk performs on the Raw brand, once again standing in front of the world, telling his story, fighting his battles, and carrying the weight of being CM Punk, the man who always stood up, always spoke out, and always gave the fans something real to believe in. His legacy is not just about titles or matches. It's about courage, authenticity, and the belief that one man's voice can change everything. From the small gyms of Chicago to the biggest arenas in the world, CM Punk's journey is proof that staying true to yourself is the greatest victory of all. So when you hear the chants of CM Punk echoing through arenas, remember they're not just chants for a wrestler. They're chants for a rebel, a fighter, and a man who gave everything to this business on his own terms. This is the story of CM Punk. Thank you for staying with us till the end. If you enjoyed this story, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Nation of Glory. Your support keeps these stories alive, and helps us bring you more powerful journeys from the world of wrestling and Hollywood. See you in the next one.